we have a good time over here. We talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Cause I rewound I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties. That's Satana. Ashley was at home with the two Omen babies, Damien and Damien Jr. Hee ha, Damien 666, devil child. Because when you're the spawn of Beelzebub and Satana, that's what happens. The bearded lady, her mammy Sheila came over. Y'all want to know what the girls are saying? The girls are saying that this was a shoot for his OnlyFans that went awry. They went in there, they did the licky licky sucky sucky, you do me, I do you shit that Brashear do for his OnlyFans, and they filmed it down to the Homewood Suites. And the girls, the internet porn sketch, they'll tell you all the stories. You know, I did a whole video about how Lady G, Lindsey Graham does the lines of coke off of the penises of the escorts down to the weekly Republican Party sex parties. You remember they shut down fucking Grindr when they had the RNC convention last summer. Child, listen. You talking blue pills, rhino pills, honey packs, and everything else known to man be rolling all through the streets of DC when they get ready to go to these good sex parties that they have. Y'all could have went and got something to eat. Y'all could have went and did something else with your life. You ain't have to watch. That's what we do. When y'all have y'all all white performances, maybe we go get us a eat. Some people go take them a smoke. Some people go get them a drink. Some people get a quickie in down to the bathroom. When you had somebody's Super Bowl party and you saw somebody cute and you told them to follow you in the bathroom so y'all can have a quickie while you suck them up, they suck you up and you get a quick bust down, all in the 5 minutes that you that the halftime performance happened. Not that I would know anything about having a quick bust down at a Super Bowl party I was invited to. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man ain't shit. His cabinet ain't shit. And all of those acolytes and sycophants that happen to be black, what did you get for all of that ass kissing, for all of that slobbing his knob and hanging from his testicle hairs that y'all did? Y'all ain't get a goddamn thing.
Please listen. This is how we know there is a God that sits on high and looks down low. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, because I knew that there was a God when I looked on the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and I saw it wasn't no more Sean. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Instagram, and there was no more Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the snap of the chat, the snappity of the chappity, and looked, and there was no Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Facebook, the book of faces, Mark Zuckerberg's playground, and I saw that there wasn't a Krishan. My God today, my God today, my God today. Let the people say amen.
Hello. Hey. What up? It is me, L Teddy 27. I am here. Today is Tuesday. And it's time for Run Your Mouth. It's time for us to do the thing that we do during the drive at 5. It is time for us to gather amongst ourselves, come into community, and talk about all of the things that done happened while we were at work and stuff, and doing all of the things that we do during the day. How's everybody doing today? How is your Tuesday going? I hope that it is a terrific Tuesday that you're having here. And if you aren't, hopefully today's Run Your Mouth will help turn things around and make things a little better. We can only hope. Nevertheless, we're here. We're here. We are here. So let me say hey to y'all, and then we'll go ahead and get this party started. Let me say, hey, DPG, you are first. It's good to see you. Tracy W, how are you? Universal Goddess, I'm glad to see you, my love. Suck by say, my love. Hey, Complex 613. Let me go back to Tracy W because if I don't say hi to her the right way, hello, Tracy W. It's so great to see you. Oh my God. I'm so happy to see you. It brings me so much joy to see you in the chat today. That's our Tracy W if you need us. We love you, Tracy W. We do. Hey, Janae, what's going on? Terrence, what's good, bruh? Butterfly, what's up, my love? Ashton, you know I'm coming over there to Houston. When I carry my ass over to Houston, Ashton. And don't you got a birthday coming up, Ashton, too? Is it your birthday? Aren't you a Taurus? I think Ashton is a Taurus. Anyway, Ashton, you know I'm bringing my stinking ass to Houston. And when I get my ass to Houston, we better be in them streets. We better be riding out in them goddamn streets when I get my stinking ass to Houston. Play with it. Anyway, hey Butterfly. Butterfly says she on Twitch and on YouTube. Hey Tamara, what's going on, my love? Hey Candace F. Fran, how you doing? What it do? I haven't done the new intro yet, therefore I'm still working on the new intro. Still working out what I'm still working out the new intro. Okay, I thought you was a Taurus. Child, you know what they say about them Tauruses, honey. Baby, listen. Best sex you'll ever have. Fuck around with a Taurus. Anyway, but like I said, Ashton, when I bring my stinking ass to Houston, we better be in them streets. You know I'll be there the first week in the June. Stop playing around. I'll get there Friday. I leave Sunday. While I'm there, we better be in them streets. Play with it. Okay. Think it's a game. Don't have me have to find you. Hero! Hero! Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Ciao. The first weekend, I'm coming. What's my dates? I will be there Friday, June 5th, and I leave Sunday, June 7th. I get there Friday, June 5th, and I leave Sunday, June 7th. So don't fuck around. Do not fuck around. I plan to get a rental. Once I get there, I'd get a rental and all of that stuff. Unless I'm riding in your car the whole time, I'm gonna have to get a rental. Anyway, I heard DHS runs out of money this week to pay. Child, these people ain't worth shit. Ain't worth a goddamn. They ain't worth shit. Ain't worth shit. Lord, they ain't worth shit. Can I? Okay, just hit me up. Okay, just hit me up because you already know. You already know. Anyway, what was I about to say? So, so y'all, 444 came to my house last night, and I told him, "Hey, sir, you did not call me and tell me you were coming over. You didn't text me. You didn't call me. You ain't do none of the things." I was like, I'm busy. I don't got time. And I wasn't busy doing nothing, but I had to send him on his merry little way. So I didn't let him come in. And I sent him home. I did. You can't just be rolling up at people's house unannounced. I'm sorry. You did not call me. You did not text me. I just get a knock on the door. You can't just knock on my door and not have called. You don't know what I had going on. That's so disrespectful. Child. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not playing with him. I don't have this type of time. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Baby, you don't just pop up at people's house. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I ain't have shit going on. It wasn't nobody here. I ain't have nothing going on. It was the principle of the thing. Baby, I opened that door. Actually, I looked through the peephole first. It's like, I don't think I'm expecting a package. I looked and it was, I said, so I opened the door. And you know when you open the door and you stand in the doorway so as not to let somebody get in? That's what I did. I said, hey, oh, I was in the area. Sir, you live 45 minutes from me. A whole 45 minutes from me. A good, and that's with good traffic. 45 minutes with good traffic, meaning I ain't really got no stops or nothing like that. If there's traffic, that turns into an hour and a half. Child. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I'm not gonna fuck around and miss shit. That's not my man. That's not at all. He listen. He's not sexually compatible with me. Sorry, it's not gonna be my man. I love myself too much. I can take care of my own self. I got my own money. I got my own everything. Baby, Cindy Alex, baby, he missed that appointment. Baby, he was not let in. That's the thing, Candace F. I told you. He had this little controlling thing. I told you. That red flag to me was that Christmas party. That whole Christmas party situation. Mm-mm. That was a red flag for me. Mm-mm. I don't do no controlling. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Won't do that mess. Well, it's not that he's not feminine. He's not sexually incompatible like that. It's just that he's sexually incompatible because I'm not going to be satisfied with your 3.5 inches. I'm sorry. I have to be unless you want me to cheat on you left, right, and sideways, and then you're gonna be mad that I'm cheating on you left, right, and sideways. You are not going to satisfy me with your 3.25 inches. People say, "Oh, you shouldn't be like that, El Teddy." Sex is important to a relationship. If I am not sexually satisfied, this ain't gonna work. Popping up at my house last night. No, bitch, you ain't getting in. Hey, you oh, you was in the area? All right. Anything I can help you with? Oh, can I come in? Not tonight. I'm not really. I'm not having no guests tonight. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not having no guests tonight. I'm not having no guests tonight. Showing up at my and I done told you before. Do not come over my house unannounced. I don't play them games with people. You rolling up here, Jen? I'm looking out the door. Who is that? You rolling up here unannounced? Nah, bitch. You won't be coming in here. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now, if you was my man and you played your cards the right way and did the right thing, guess what? You would have keys. And you wouldn't have to worry about knocking. Because my boyfriends usually have a key. But seeing as how you not my man, neither do I know that you ever will be, you ain't got no key. Here we are. Now look who roll up in here while I'm talking about four for four. All the way from a mess. Hey, Tracy, what keeps changing? Don't nothing keep changing. I don't know what you're talking about keeps changing. Ain't no mess. You can't just pop up at people's house unannounced. Child. I know that's not even being a size queen. 3.25, 3.7, it's lower than 4 inches. I know that. I know that. It's not as long as my index finger, and I know that because I put it up against my index finger. It's not as long as my fucking index finger. It's not as long as my index finger because I put my index finger next to it. It isn't as long as my fucking index finger. What the fuck I'm gonna do with that? Hey, Demetria Boo, what's going on? Child. Girl. I don't think that's me being a size queen. I think that's just me wanting something I can feel. Lord. Now listen, you a whole different ball game, Ashton. Everybody ain't over there working with 11, 12 inches like you are, Ashton. You can't be judging people about what you got going on over there, Ashton. Okay? Now, that's just not a fair comparison to compare people to what you got going on. We're talking about two extremes. We're talking about 4 for 4 that is dealing with less than 4 inches. And then we talk about your ass over here that, according to all of the reports that I have gotten, and I have credible reports, you got about 11, 12. Stop playing with us, Ashton. Just saying. Right. Who knows if I had somebody over here? Cha. Yeah. Hey, crazy homebody girl. Child. The man meat size keep changing. It's less than 4, okay? It's so, depending on the blood flow, it could be 3.25, 3.5, somewhere in the 3 range, okay? But it's not as long as my finger because I put my finger up against it. I remember. I was real mad about it. Exactly. Pop it up at my house unannounced. Hello? Why you think I be complaining, Chef? I be over here complaining. Y'all be like, oh, he's a good man. Da 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 da. Baby, my finger is a better man. Lord. Girl. Yes. Y'all be thinking I be over here like, ooh, I be over here like, girl. It depends on what I was doing, whether or not I would have said no, but you didn't even give me the opportunity. And the fact that you didn't give me the opportunity tells me your level of disrespect for me. You're just disrespectful. Just saying. That don't mean you ain't got a whole joystick over there. The people done told me, my sources done told me. They said, baby, listen, the way that thing be flopping around, that thing gonna hit you in your whole chest. Every time. Let me keep this PG rated. Baby, I done heard, Ashton. The people say, what's that? Oh, it was just flopping all over my chest. I say, oh. I said, oh, oh, oh. I saw that. Child, they just looking for anything. Baby, ain't that much penis pumps in the world. Mm-mm. Child. It's all right. I mean, but I don't really get into I don't really. The men, he be having more fun back there. Most men have more fun back there eating ass than I do. They love to eat the ass. They love to just back there, just be having a good old time. And I be like, okay, go ahead. You seem to be having a much better time than I do. Ass eating really don't do too much for me. But I'll let the men go on back there. Go on back there. You seem to have, it's doing more for you than it is for me. Ciao. Bring who on? You talk about the one who said your stuff be flopping on his chest? Mm, I ain't gonna tell you who told me that. They do have surgeries, and he can afford to have one. He just ain't went and did it yet. Child. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bruh? Anyway, y'all, we have a whole show to do over here, okay? We have a whole show to do. Don't be leaving now. They told me, I said, oh. And he told me, he said, oh, I like a bottom that got big old slab of beef on them. I like a big dick, but I say, oh. I said, that's hot. Oh, I'm not playing with y'all. Oh, I can't play with y'all. Anyway, ooh, cha. Yeah. Anyway, what was I about to say? We have a whole show to do. Let's bring it back together. We got to keep this thing PG rated. The people ain't come over here to hear all of this debauchery. The people came over here to get the politics, news, and headlines of the day. Okay? What's in the dossier today? We got to talk about the fact that if you get a passport the next month or two, baby, please don't reconsider. Just wait it out. Okay, please, child. We'll get there. We got to talk about North Carolina A&T because y'all got yourself in some issues. North Carolina A&T. We got to talk about y'all. We got to talk about the fact that, oh, oh, they're going to let AI control whether or not you can drive your car. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a lot of stuff to. Megan, y'all done got her so depressed she done left Broadway. We gotta talk about her. Baby, it's a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the fact that they finna stop letting y'all bring portable chargers on airlines and stuff. It's just a lot of fuck shit going on today that we got to talk about. No. He doesn't. He doesn't come on the show. No. He's not coming on. No. He's not coming on. If I brought that man on this show, the way y'all would be crucifying him. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Child. Ain't it nice though, Demetria? Child. Ashton said he's a whole ass power bottom. He said he don't even want you to touch it. It's just gonna be flopping all over your chest or your stomach and stuff. Hey, Cymera. Hey, Yolanda Morgan. What's going on? Mm-mm. If I brought Dave Thomas on here, baby, listen. The way I would be embarrassed for him, y'all would be looking at him sideways. Child, we gotta talk about it, crazy homebody girl. Anyway, let's put a Shondo in the chat and let me know y'all ready to get this party started. Go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat and let me know y'all ready to get this party started. Because if y'all ain't ready, I'm ready. If y'all ain't ready, I'm ready. Okay. So listen, we start off today with our updates on the primary. We're going back to the great state of Alabama, okay? So in the great state of Alabama, they have a primary coming up on May 19th. May 19th is the primary. That's about 3 weeks from today. Literally, 3 weeks from today. There's several states that have their primaries on May 19th. Alabama is one of them. And so, interestingly enough, for Texas people, I saw a poll today that says that James Tallarico is winning, well, is leading, I should say, in the polls, both against Ken Paxton and against John Cornyn. That's what the polls say. It's still only April, but that's what the early polls are saying right now. That those polls just came out today with James Tallarico. Anyway, we're in the great state of Alabama, okay? So let me show you what Ballotpedia has for the primaries that are coming up. And this is the primary for the U.S. Senate seat in Alabama. We did look at the gubernatorial election in Alabama already. Let's look at the Senate seat that Tommy Tuberville, hey Terry, is giving up. Look at even Terrence say he'll be clowning 4 for 4. I don't know, 4 for 4 kind of big now, you know. He ain't no little bitty something. He ain't big down there. But I'm terms of stature, you know. He you know, child. Child, I done seen him at the little, you know, he go to the little boxing, the little thing sometime to go work out at the little boxing thing and be sparring. And he be in the ring. I done went to him to the little boxing ring a couple times and stuff. I be like, oh, that's a lot going on. And it's so sad because it's a lot of testosterone that be going on when he be doing a little boxing, sparring and stuff. And I be getting all hot and bothered. And then I quickly remember, damn, he ain't even got nothing to slay me to death with. Goddamn. But he done got all hot and bothered only to be let down. Be like, damn, all that chocolatey goodness just gone to waste. Damn. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, um, um, I don't know who you are, your daily daddy. Um, I, I don't know what you I don't know what they're gonna do to you, your daily dad. I don't. My hands are here. I have no control over what happens. I don't know what you mean by JD Vance. We didn't even mention those people. Somebody, a hall monitor may have some words for you. I don't know. I honestly don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. I don't know. I don't know, sir. All I know is I'm not responsible for whatever the hall monitors do to you. So, yeah, I don't know who you are, sir. But I'm sure the hall monitors took care of you. You know, you got. Um, Look at Harold. Harold didn't even waste no time. Harold, Harold, Harold said that bitch won't see the light of day around these parts. Oh God. Hey, Ravine, what's going on, Ravine? Maybe I don't know what he was talking about, Cybera, but Harold said we're not playing them games over here. You know the hall monitors don't be playing around. They'll get you real fast. Anyway, we got to talk about this primary, y'all. So um in the Democratic primary, we'll highlight that first. So we have a few candidates here in the Democratic primary. Now, the first one you see there, excuse me. Um, Let me pull up my notes here. Um, Dakari Lariat, he don't really have a whole lot of chances. Now he does have one endorsement, and that comes from Patricia Todd, who is a state representative, and she's a former vice president of the Alabama Democratic Caucus. But he's a pet care owner, pet store owner. He's not the front runner at all. Um, Kyle Sweetser, Kyle Sweetser is one of the front runners, but believe it or not, Dakari done raised the most money. Dakari right now has raised Dakari Lariat has raised the most money of all of the Democratic primary candidates. Um, you have, but he doesn't have a lot of endorsements. Kyle Sweetser has the most endorsements. He has several sitting U.S. representatives. Barbara Comstock, former representative from Virginia. He has a former Alabama U.S. representative, Parker Griffith. His endorsement. He has former Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger and former Illinois Congressman uh, uh, um, Joe Walsh, who's a former Republican, now Democrat. He also has several state legislators that have endorsed him, to include the minority leader of the Alabama House of Representatives, Anthony Daniels. So Kyle Sweetser has the most endorsements. Dakari Lariat has the most money raised so far. Now, Everett West is a chemist. He's a professor and a chemist. Nobody's expecting him to do much. Everett West, I'm sorry. Everett West is an attorney. Excuse me. I got them backwards. Mark Wheeler is a chemist and a professor part time. Everett West is an attorney. All right. Neither one of them uh, uh, um, I'm sorry, Mark Wheeler, the chemist, he has one endorsement, and that's from Alabama Cannabis Coalition. Everett West does not have any endorsements that I see. Um, Most are projecting Kyle Sweetser to win because he has the most endorsements. However, Dakari has the most money, and so he can probably get the most ads out there, and which might be able to get the base behind him, and maybe able to shore up that uh, um and may be able to shore up that win. But Kyle Sweetser spoke at the 2024 Democratic National Convention. And so that's why people are expecting him to be the front runner. That's why so many people have endorsed him, because he was a speaker at the DNC in 2024. These are all the people running in the Republican primary for that position. Right now, excuse me, most people are expecting Rodney Walker, who you see here at the bottom. A lot of people are expecting him because he raised the most money. However, Barry Moore, who you see here, he has the most endorsements. So the most money is Rodney Walker. The most endorsed is Barry Moore. Barry Moore is a sitting U.S. congressman from Alabama's first district. So they're expecting Barry Moore to win, even though Rodney Walker has the most money. We'll see how that pans out on the Republican side. Um, Steve Marshall also has a good amount of endorsement, as does Morgan Murphy, who has dropped out, but he had quite a few endorsements as well. There was a scandal. I didn't look into the scandal with Morgan Murphy, but there was a scandal that made him drop out abruptly. So he's out of there. Anyway, we really don't care about the Republican side. I guess we have to care to see who the opponent is going to be. Most prognosticators say it would be Barry Moore. Barry Moore has Donald John's Barrymore has Donald John's endorsement, JD Vance's endorsement. Several sitting U.S. senators are endorsing him. Several representatives are endorsing him as well. He's the MAGA endorsement. So there's that. And that is our update on the primaries for 2026. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non binary. Wait, speaking of Sweetser, I believe Lariat's campaign ad accuses Sweetser of being DL Red Hat. Interesting. I just remembered where I saw the name at. Okay. The Democratic Party now. It's very weak in Alabama, very weak. And that's because most times they've already conceded the race to the Republicans. Hey, Ajoba, the Dems in Alabama ain't loud enough. Hey, Jocelyn. Um Yeah, they are weak. I saw it on TV a couple. So they're saying that Sweetser is a MAGA plant. Interesting. And they've been doing a lot of that recently. So you say Steve Marshall can go to hell? Well, tell us how you really feel. So y'all are saying Sweetser is a MAGA endorsement. Now, but Dakari has the most money, so Dakari can get some ads out there and get some do some campaigning, get some ads out there. He could easily shore up the black vote. If I'm Dakari, I'm hitting up Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa. I'm going down there to Dothan. All of the areas where you got a lot of black people, that's where I'm spending all my money. It's a primary. I'm getting all of the black vote out that I can. That's what I'm gonna do if I'm him. If I'm Dakari, you're the black candidate. You got the most money. Why not? That just makes the most sense. Let me we're about to get to our sugar spike segment. Let me make sure I drop links for our our correspondent of the day. Um I'm gonna see if I can find it. And all right, send it to me. Um But yeah, I wanted to do that because I know we have several people that are in Alabama, and I didn't want y'all to think I was forgetting about y'all. But Alabama, I believe it's already too late to register to vote in that election. I know Georgia has an election. Let me tell y'all all of the states that have elections coming up because there are several states that have elections coming up in on May 19th. So on May 19th, the following states have elections: Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. All six of those states, again: Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon, Pennsylvania. So you have six states that have elections on May 19th. And then after that, you have one, two, three, four, five, six states that have elections on June 2nd. So May 19th, that's a big day for elections. You have six states that will be having their primaries on that date. In most cases, you are already probably too late to register to and be able to vote in that primary. But still go register because you can vote in November. Hey, Lock Queen. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Hey, Miss E. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our sugar spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like. Major sugar spike. So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son. Major sugar spike. And shall ever believe. Major sugar spike. They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. I wanted to say hey to you, sir, but they would have heard me. So today we have our senior Gulf Affairs correspondent with us. How are you today, sir?
Doing well today, sir. How are you?
We're glad to have you on with us. We're glad to have you here. This war has turned into a complete economic war. Oh, yes. Did you hear the
Mhm.
big news today?
Oh, I absolutely did. That's why I'm reporting to you live from the Gulf.
I see that. I see that you are reporting live from the Gulf today. Now, the big news for everybody, and most people won't think it's big news. Most people don't understand the what this means intra GCC. But
Hmm.
the UAE has departed OPEC again.
Yep.
The United Arab Emirates has announced they are leaving OPEC. Now, that is as big of news that you could ever imagine. Okay, some people are saying, "El Teddy, I don't know what that is. I don't know." OPEC stands for. Let me see if I get this right. The Organization for the Petroleum Exporting Countries. I think that's what it stands for.
More or less, that's what it is. It's basically the biggest oil. It's the oil cartel that
Yes.
includes most of the Gulf states, Venezuela, and a few other large oil producing nations. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's the collective that they use to try to control the price of oil throughout the world so that one country can't just flood the market and drive oil prices down, which would crater some other country's economy.
However, the Saudis have always run OPEC with an iron fist. Let's be clear.
This is very true.
And the Saudis, OPEC, the Saudis want all of the money. They generally, I believe, if I correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they still control the highest percentage of oil that's controlled by OPEC is still from the Saudis, even though the UAE has a large amount as well.
This is correct.
But the Saudis a few years back, in order to make money in direct consequence of COVID, they told all OPEC companies, forced them, I should say, to slow down production, to slow down their drilling so as to drive up oil prices. That's what the Saudis did. Now, that directly helped the Saudis, but some of the smaller countries it didn't help them so much. For example, I know Ecuador left OPEC, I think like two
Mhm.
years ago. There's an African country that escapes me right now.
Nigeria or Niger.
Yes, that left OPEC a few years back as well. And so, but this is the biggest defection. UAE has been a part of OPEC since the 60s, going
Yep.
all the way back to the 60s.
Yep.
And so, with the United Arab Emirates saying, fuck you, I'm leaving OPEC. Now, this comes in the midst of the GCC, the six countries on the western side of the Arabian Gulf. You're talking Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, Oman, and Saudi Arabia. Those are the six countries in the GCC. They're in the midst of having a conference right now where they get together and they meet. And the UAE put this out now. Now, people are saying that the UAE caught the brunt of Iran's ire or caught the brunt of all of Iran's drones when they were, devastating the Middle East and the GCC countries. But this is devastating news to OPEC and to the Saudis.
100% is. And the reason that Oman ended up catching the majority of the flack, there's two reasons. One, there's a political reason, right? The UAE is basically the bank for the Middle East. You know how Switzerland is the bank for Europe, and the Cayman Islands and Lesser Antilles are the 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 bank for our region of the world. Well, UAE is the bank for that region of the world, and UAE possessed a lot. a lot of Iranian cash, and they were the reason that Iran was able to do some of the deals that they were able to do. Because for those of y'all who do not know this, the only way to purchase oil is in American dollars. That is by choice. That is by design of the system that was that came up with in like wasn't that like the 60s or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you have Iran, who's got a large sum of oil, and they have to put it out on the market for purchase. But their oil is not only is it sanctioned, but now I've got to trade my oil for dollars, money from a country that doesn't mean anything to me, right? So instead of doing it that way, what they end up doing is all of their currency transactions go through the UAE. And during the war, during the attacks from Iran into the southeastern portion of the Gulf, because let's be clear about something. If you look at Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, and the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, on a map, yes, there's a whole reason geographically why UAE caught the brunt of these attacks. It's geographically the closest location to go and attack.
Let me pull up my Google Earth. You can keep going. I'll just pull up the Google Earth.
Right, sir? So not only that, but you're supposed to be my banker, and you're working with the guys trying to stop me from making money. Are you really my banker? There was a point in time during the war that um, UAE told Iran to knock it off, or we're going to freeze all your money that we have here. In addition to not only it being Iran's bank, the help me out there, Teddy.
Well, part of it
There's
is
a proxy group in there's a proxy group in Palestine that is run out of the UAE, and I can't remember the name. No, that's not UAE. That's Qatar. I'm sorry,
mhm.
but
That's Qatar. Well, another thing is, out of all of the GCC countries, the Kuwait, some will argue, is the most aligned with the U.S., but the UAE is most aligned with Israel. Of all of the countries in in the Gulf here, the UAE, which is here, is most aligned with Israel. Now we know Abu Dhabi is in the UAE. Uh, 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 um, Abu Dhabi. Why I can't think of this other destination everybody goes. What's the other freaking
Dubai.
Dubai? Thank you, God. My mind went blank. Everybody wants to go there. They've been selling these two cities as places that all of the rich people want to go to. Everybody who want to feels like they want to flex in terms of having a little bit of change. Remember, Beyonce went over there and she had the whole that private concert over in Dubai and whatnot, and they gave her hundreds of millions of dollars and things like that.
Yeah.
So the UAE, over the course of several decades now, has been trying to put itself as being absolved of all of the Middle East conflict. Oh, we're the westernized country here in in the Gulf. They were very upset that Saudi Arabia said, "Hey, y'all need to slow down y'all oil production." Because in their mind, like they're like, bitch, we're trying to make all of the money we can. Who the fuck are y'all to tell me? But because they were in OPEC, they went along with it. Now that the Strait of Hormuz is closed, think about it. The UAE ain't getting not a fuck thing out. There, look. Let's look at the map, y'all. Look at UAE is here. All of their oil is either going to come out of this part of the Strait of the western part of the Strait of Hormuz, or they do have a couple sites over here on the eastern part of the Strait of Hormuz, but that's
Uh-huh.
not even going out anymore because of the blockade and
Now,
because Iran has been bombing that shit. So they're getting nothing out. Whereas Saudi Arabia, they're eating like fat rats because they got Yanbu over here where they're still able to get some stuff out on the via the Red Sea.
So they're
Right.
still getting stuff out. Whereas the UAE, not only are they getting just slaughtered by Iran with all of the drone attacks and so forth, then you compile that with the fact that they're not able to sell oil. So they're like, the fuck are we staying here with y'all for?
Exactly. And they're telling them to stop their production or limit their production. You have no idea. People don't realize that UAE. That remember we were talking about the South Pause gas field and the
Mm-hmm.
North Pause gas field. Well,
Mm-hmm.
remember the south side of the Pause gas field is owned by the UAE. The UAE, once they turn that back on at
And that's
at
around
full
here.
strength, they're going to be making money hand over fist. Now, something else that made its way to the news, and I don't know if that had anything to do with the UAE leaving OPEC, but the United Arab Emirates is basically seven different Emirati states.
That's right.
Just like we've got the United States of America, that's just basically their version of
Mm-hmm.
our country. One of those emirates, the king of that emirate said, "Yeah, no, we're out of here." That came out this weekend that he reportedly said, "We're leaving the UAE if this continues. If the status quo continues, we will leave the UAE." So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but there's been turmoil in the UAE for quite some time now. And it's just now starting to rear its ugly head because again, like you said, they've got one other way to get oil out of the UAE through Oman through a pipeline. But even then, that pipeline is not pushing out a whole lot of gas, a whole lot of barrel of oil a day. I think they said it's doing like maybe 100 barrels a day.
The geopolitical fallout for this is we don't have politically savvy people in terms of foreign policy to really navigate this because this is threading the needle. We
It's
have so
absolutely threading the
many
needle.
we have so many contracts and so much political uh, 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 um our political hands and so many fires in this with the Saudis themselves. But at the same time, the UAE is dependent on us for a lot of the stuff that they do because they are attached to Israel. So on the forefront, it looks like this is good for the U.S. That means because the UAE is going to be more dependent on the U.S. for more things that we can sell to them and more business deals that we could do with them. But at the same point in time, that's going to concurrently piss off the Saudis. And when you piss off the Saudis, that shit will bite you in the dust, in the butt. How? I'm glad you asked. C911 because
Yep.
all of the fever and smoke that they got for Iran, Afghanistan, and all of these places that they went and just Iraq, all of these countries they attacked when 9/11 happened because of the fucking Saudis, and the bitches never even stepped foot on Saudi soil to do anything. Go look it up. All of them came
We
from Saudi Arabia. That's where Osama bin Laden came from.
yep. Those of you who do
And
not go ahead.
they refuse to go against the Saudis because we have too many foreign ventures with the Saudis. We don't want to piss off the Saudis. So we've never done anything to attack and stop the Saudis. Now, what are we going to do to thread the needle of keeping the UAE happy and keeping the Saudis happy? Because that now that UAE has left OPEC, that ain't the easiest thing to do. Go ahead, Terrence. But I don't see us having people that can navigate that at
So
all.
if you can zoom out just a little bit, let me show y'all something. I want to show y'all something on the map. So the reason why we did not hit back at Saudi Arabia, if we hit back at Saudi Arabia, I want y'all to look at this, right? We have bases in Jordan. We have several bases in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. The Iraqi government just kicked us out. Nobody's talking about that though. The Iraqi
Mm-hmm.
government kicked us out. We have several
Did.
bases in Kuwait. We have the can't remember if it's fifth, I think it's Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain, which is right there by Qatar. We
Mm-hmm.
have several U.S. bases in the UAE and
Mm-hmm.
in Qatar. So like guys, this is oh, and I believe we have a naval auxiliary base somewhere in Oman.
Yes.
I need y'all to understand this. If we pissed the Saudis pissed us off, that's where we should have gone. If we were going to do anything after 9/11, it should have been in Saudi Arabia. But I want y'all to understand something. We could not do it. Just like El Teddy said, the financial ramifications, not even the normal American, but you have Aramco in Saudi Arabia, which is a very large US Saudi venture to get the oil out of Saudi Arabia, right? Not only that, you've got several defense contracts between Saudi Arabia and the US. You have defense contracts between, I'm sorry, mutual defense contract for Saudi Arabia, basically saying that if Saudi Arabia is attacked, we defend them. Why? Because we have a lot of money tied up in Saudi Arabia. The bases alone, the bases alone are in the hundreds of billions of dollars. And something that came out over the past couple of weeks that a lot of people may not be aware of. Remember, if you remember at the beginning of the war, Iran was saying, hey, y'all, we actually decimated y'all's bases. Y'all's bases don't exist anymore. Newsflash, y'all, they wasn't lying. Pictures have come out about these American bases being completely unlivable, which is why, like I
They
said
had them
earlier,
living in the
they
hotels.
had them living in the hotels, which
Mm-hmm.
is why those hotels became legitimate targets of war. Whether anybody wants to agree with it or not,
And
even hell,
people,
I don't
and,
even
and
like the
what was
fact that they
so
were
funny
shooting at them.
was people, remember people at the beginning of this war was like, why are they attacking hotels?
Mhm.
Here we are.
Even and to be clear, never saying it's okay to attack a hotel just because you think there might be U.S. or hostile forces in there with civilians. One, you got to do your due diligence to clear the civilians. That's number one. You have to take civilians into account when you're doing an operation like that. But these guys were hitting like the floor that these service members were staying on with an attack drone. Let that sink in for a second. Not the building, the floor.
That means they had all of the information, they had all of the intel about where we were.
They said, it's been confirmed. Iran has been getting help from China and Russia
Mm-hmm.
for targeting coordinates. And anybody who thinks that Iran this is that they're weak in this moment, they're not. We have literally three aircraft carrier strike groups in and around that area right now. The United States only has 12 to 13 active carriers at if you pulled the entire all up force of stock out of shipyards and out of maintenance and put them to sea, we only have a grand total of 12 to 13 aircraft carriers at a time. So now you're looking at a quarter of the US aircraft carrier fleet in one area. We look and Iran is still sitting there looking at us like, I mean, that's cool. Y'all pulled up. I mean, like, y'all want a barbecue or something? Like, we look weak. And Iran is constantly giving these guys exit points, exit ramps. Iran gave them another exit ramp. Hey, you lift your blockade, I'll lift my blockade, and we'll continue to talk from there. I don't see what the problem is. They've given you an off ramp. Take that shit.
These people and their hubris and ego. Now I told y'all yesterday, we had a long discussion yesterday about the fact that oil prices were going to surge. Now, and that was preemptive of me having any idea that the UAE would leave
Man,
OPEC. The UAE is OPEC's third largest supplier of
producer.
oil.
Hmm.
producer of oil, the third largest.
And that's at a reduced capacity. So imagine what's about to happen to this market.
Now, the UAE is thinking all money. The United States wants to tap into that. I'm telling you the greed of this country. What's going to happen? Here's how they're going to fuck up, right? Here's how I'm telling you. I've already seen this coming now, Terrence. I see the picture. Here's what's going
Hmm.
to happen. United States is already has so many business ventures with UAE is unimaginable. Let's be clear. I mean, we
Hmm.
send all types of architects and engineers and people over there that's helped them literally build the UAE into what it is.
Let's not
Now,
forget cultural exchanges because you have the American University of the United Arab Emirates and all that stuff.
absolutely, there's about last check there's like 5 or 6 United universities in the United States that have campuses in the UAE. Now, the United States knows that if and when the Strait of Hormuz opens, the UAE, now that they're no longer a part of OPEC, is going to be producing oil like never before. Okay, meaning they're going to be ready to sell as long as you pay the multipass.
Multipass.
Which you pay. And but
Listen,
let's be clear: if you pay 100 million, $300 million for a tanker of fucking oil, that $2 million multi pass is nothing. You know, okay, here's the two
it,
million, and you
right,
keep it
we're
the
gonna
fuck
write that
moving.
off. We're gonna write that
So
off.
so what happens is the United States is going to be banking on all of the money that they stand to get from the UAE. But on the back end, you're pissing off the Saudis again, which now, which now presents a whole nother situation that I don't think that they're considering because they're just looking at the greed of it all.
The crazy thing is, right, can you put the whole region in the center of the screen? I just want to run the theory past you real quick, and you tell me if I'm tripping.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Saudi Arabia
Mm-hmm.
and Iran, by far the two largest and strongest countries in the region. Correct.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. You've got Oman, you've got Yemen, you've got Pakistan, you've got the subcontinent of India, you've got the rest of the Middle East, Syria, all of these countries. Right. If all of those countries was to actually pull together and say, yeah, fuck the rest of y'all, we're gonna take care of us, that coalition of countries would literally shut down the world very quick, fast, and in a hurry. Two of them, excuse me, one, two, three of them are nuclear armed. Nobody would mess with that alliance. But due to the intervention of Europe in that region and in that area, and Europe's strong foothold still in that region, in that area, that will never happen for that area. Forget the tribal wars, forget all of that stuff. If that region of the world could figure it out for 10 days, the world will stop. That's how much power is right there.
Well, I think I'd hate to say that would be us wishing on a star.
Oh, that'd be us wishing on every star in the galaxy, bro. Like it's you're about to get another multi-pass too, by the way.
Oh yeah, because the
The
Houthis
Som- the Somalis and the
and
Houthis have
the
both
and the
said
Houthis. Yeah, they
they
said,
both
yeah,
have
y'all ain't
said
gonna be getting no
mhm,
money.
without
So
us.
The Bob Al Mendeb Strait, which is right here, this straight right here, that's the Bob Al Mendeb Strait right here. Yeah, that is even more narrow than the Strait of Hormuz. This is the
Hmm.
Strait of Hormuz. Okay, this is the Bob Al Mendeb Strait. This is a lot more narrow than this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, so they could eat. You got the Houthis over here, and then you got the Somalis over here. So just when you thought you done cleared the Bab al Mandeb Strait, you still got to get over here and clear this area where the Somalis are waiting for you
Hmm.
in the Gulf of
Now,
Aden.
now I want you to look at the where the Americans have their ships positioned right now. We've got an entire carrier strike group in the Red Sea. We've got the new strike group that just showed up in the Arabian Sea. And then you've got the other carrier strike group right there at the mouth to the Gulf of Oman.
Mm-hmm.
So you're positioned right now to try to respond to anything in those three hotspots. However, comma, by ocean, and not a lot of ships. It's going to be almost impossible. The only bereavement that the only bereavement that shipping will get is the fact that in the Gulf of Aden area, there's a NATO anti-piracy task force already there. However, comma, the Somali pirates have already taken two ships. And that's as of right before this broadcast.
Listen, I will be feverishly watching coverage later tonight, definitely in the morning, to my daily podcast with Malcolm
Hmm.
and Jacob, because I know they're going to be losing their minds in the morning
Hmm.
with this. But I am this right here for those nerds like me, political nerds who study even foreign policy and stuff like this. Oh, this is big, big, big time news. I hate to say I love it because it's not good news, but I love all of the fodder that happens now that people have to think about what's going on with
Hmm.
OPEC and everything. Oh yeah, this is yeah.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I hate to say it like this. This shakeup was coming for a very, 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 very long time. It was
This was
just going to be a matter of how ugly it was.
it was pushed by Donald John and his war.
Hmm.
If not for this war, UAE probably holds out for some time because they were making a lot of money hand over fist with their contracts with
Hmm.
tourism and so forth. So they could hold out because oil wasn't as important. But now that you basically snuffed out their tourism dollars and
Hmm.
their main currency coming in now has to be oil and the liquefied natural gas that they can sell, and you're trying and that's been shut off, oh, all bets are off for them,
Oh
which is
yeah,
why
absolutely.
they basically told the United States that they're going to need a bailout. This is a
Yeah.
multi-trillion dollar country that has a multi-trillion dollar GDP, all of this money, but they basically told the United States, yeah, run us them taxpayer dollars for this bailout because y'all done cost us trillions of dollars, and we need that. We need that.
They said they need that like yesterday.
Hmm. And the U.S. has pretty much already agreed to do that.
More or less. More or less. It's gonna get like you. I became a political nerd probably about 2010 is when I became a political nerd. But yeah, this is for political nerds. This is like watching. I hate to use this analogy, but it's like watching a sports event for us. We're
Hmm.
watching to see what plays are made, what moves are made. Where's this? What countries are getting involved? Because what people don't realize is that the countries who are getting involved means a lot. You notice we have not seen any of the big three countries get involved with this yet. You haven't seen
Oh,
a Russia. You haven't seen a China.
well,
You
wait,
haven't
wait, wait,
seen.
wait, Terrence, wait.
Oh, did I
China
miss something?
and President Xi Jinping is right now about to meet to discuss Taiwan,
Oh,
knowing that Taiwan basically has no protection because whatever we would have used to help protect Taiwan, we've already spent and used up in this war that we have going on here. And
yep,
China knows that.
yep. Or the stuff that we moved from
Hmm.
Japan and South Korea, that theater high altitude air defense system. Moving that was probably the biggest blunder in the world. Literally, China can sit on their coastline and just lob ballistic missiles. It, Taiwan does not have enough an air defense system to stop all of that. It's going to be a bloodbath if they decide that this weekend that they're going to Taiwan. There is absolutely nothing that they can do for Taiwan. There's absolutely nothing we can do for Taiwan. The battle plan for Taiwan basically says if we don't have boots on the ground and pushing the Chinese back into the ocean within 72 hours, your Taiwan is done. 72 hours. We have 72 hours from the time that China starts a war with Taiwan to recapture Taiwan. We have 72 hours to intervene, to push them out, or Taiwan is toast. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now, with this administration, Taiwan is toast. Taiwan is toast because only one side of Taiwan is habitable because the other side is a mountain.
I don't think people don't even know the topography of Taiwan. Well, we'll be watching. We'll be watching. we, we way over here, y'all. Ooh, we'll be watching. It's so much going on, y'all. So much to see, so much to talk about. So little time. Sarah, thank you. Because I have a story that's coming up after this that's going to make your blood boil.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
That involves veterans. Uh huh. Oh
What did they
yes.
take? What did they take from us now?
Mm. Oh, it involves Israel. Oh yes.
Oh man, I saw that message,
Yeah.
man.
Mm.
I swear, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you, and I say this full throated with my whole heart and with my whole chest. Swear to God, if I'm at the VA hospital and I'm sitting beside somebody who was in the IDF and they were never in the United States military and they are in my VA hospital with me, I am actually going to get up and kirk the fuck out right then and there because that's bullshit. Giving them U.S. service member benefits when they never served in the U.S. military is complete and total bull fucking shit. And if you are a veteran and you are MAGA and you support this bullshit, go fuck yourself. That has been my TED talk.
You heard that from a veteran. I didn't even have to tell you. I mean, I just teased the story, and he already lost his mind.
Lost my mind twice yesterday. I saw it one time, kirked out, scrolled past it, saw it again, and kirked out one more time.
Yeah, this is happening. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they're going to make this, and this won't be just MAGA. This is a
Mm.
unilateral thing because this started back in 2024. Who was president in 2024?
Joseph Robinette Biden.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go find some sugar, like an entire bag of sugar, and just eat it right now. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
She got caramel syrup and chocolate syrup. I'm good. I'm just gonna put a straw in this.
Well, thank you, sir, for coming up here and giving us once again expert award-winning level coverage that you can only get here. Y'all can put a shout out in the chat for our senior Gulf Affairs correspondent for the day. Thank you, sir.
No worries, sir. You have a good day.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our senior Gulf Affairs correspondent, Terrence. We love him and we thank him for his service and for his coverage. Hey, Miss Felicia. Hey, Paul. Paul said he at work. He working them jaws, y'all. He working them jaws. Hey, Antonia. So what I was saying was U.S. lawmakers are now pushing to grant American soldiers serving in the Israeli army the same legal protections as U.S. troops, meaning there are U.S. citizens that go over to Israel, have never served in the United States military, but they go over to Israel, get dual citizenship, and then they serve in the IDF, the Israeli Defense Federation. in the Israelis military. And so Congress, bipartisan move of Congress, passed the 2024 IDF bill. All right. Which gave members which gave U.S. citizens who served in the Israeli Defense Forces certain protections related to veterans, meaning they could go to the VA when they left to go to fight in the IDF. If they had a job, they were guaranteed to get that job back when they came back off of deployment. Excuse me, they have protections from evictions. They got special treatments in certain legal cases and so forth. So they got pretty much most of the same benefits as veterans in our military get, and did not spend a single day serving in our military at all. We do not do this for any other country on earth. We shouldn't do this for any other country on earth. Our taxpayer dollars, right, are being used to basically promote U.S. citizens going and becoming a part of the military of a foreign government. This was a bipartisan bill. This was not, and of course, you know, it was bipartisan. Why? Because we have so many people in our Democratic Party that is paid for, bought and paid for by Israel. Right? So now they're trying to extend this. They're trying to extend this bill. Yeah, they're trying to extend it. Mm-hmm. 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 The country of Israel is not well received by U.S. citizens. Nobody, the U.S. citizenry does not like Israel, and I don't know why the Democrats and politicians do not understand, do not see that. But here we are. I mean, when you're being paid by AIPAC, these things happen. But the fact that you have bipartisan support of this, our taxpayer dollar. I mean, we already have taxpayer dollars that are being used to pay for Israeli citizens to have free health care, while we have to don't have free health care. We also have American tax dollars that are being used to help give citizens of Israeli citizens free college, and we don't get that. Here we are. In other news, well, the National Trust for Historic Preservation, that is the group that is suing Donald John because of his ballroom, right? Well, after everything this weekend, they were asked by the Department of Justice to not move forward with their lawsuit, and they said, hell no. Well, the DOJ has now fired back at the National Trust for Historic Preservation, claiming that the organization was, quote, bad for our country, end of quote, after it filed a lawsuit to stop the president's $400 million White House ballroom. In a motion filed yesterday, which appeared to be written at least in part by the president himself, the Department of Justice railed against the, quote, fake, end of quote, National Trust's lawsuit and accused the organization of jeopardizing national security. In the motion, they wrote, quote, "The National Trust for Historic Preservation is a beautiful name, but even their name is fake because when they add the words in the United States to the National Trust for the Historic Preservation, it makes it sound like a government agency, which it is not. In fact, the United States refused to continue funding it in 2005 because they strongly disagreed with their mission and objectives. They are very bad for our country. They stop many projects that are worthy and hurt many others." End of quote. They're trying to get, they're basically, the DOJ filed a motion to have this case dismissed. We've already had a judge that adjudicated that they could not move forward with the ballroom because of this lawsuit. That adjudication is being appealed, and so now they're just outright attacking the National Trust for Historic Preservation, because they refuse to let go or let go the lawsuit. We'll monitor the situation. Here's what I really wanted to spend some time on today. So this was a law. Let me play. I have a video that explains this law that came out of that Congress voted on yesterday. Here's a quick video that explains it.
What's official, you guys? Kill switches are coming to new vehicles. Something you'd expect out of Orwell's 1984, and yet 57 House Republicans joined Democrats to ensure the government can shut off your vehicle whenever it wants, makes cars more expensive, and puts the government in your car.
There's a law that states that every vehicle manufactured is going to have a kill switch in it. The car itself will monitor your driving, and if the car thinks that you're not doing a good job driving, it will disable itself. So the car dashboard becomes your judge, your jury, and your executioner.
This sounds an awful lot like that new movie Mercy that just came out, which takes place in the not so distant future, 2029 to be exact, where he has to prove himself innocent to the AI judge, jury, and executioner. Now, this mandate for vehicles to be able to shut themselves off was actually put into law in 2021 under the Biden administration under the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Now, what was voted on the 22nd was the funding for this, to which Representative Massey from Kentucky offered an amendment to just the funding for the kill switch portion of the Investment and Jobs Act, and that's what was voted on. And this is how the votes went. So these are all the ones that voted against stopping the funding, and these are all the ones that voted for stopping the funding for kill switches. Now, the argument for this is that it will stop drunk and distracted driving, but no one knows yet how far this technology will go. Will it include cameras? Will it include sensors? Will it include breathalyzers? Will your insurance company have access to this? Will your Fourth Amendment constitutional rights be violated?
Next thing is going to be, well, we need to hook this thing up to the government so we can dispatch the police. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen next. They're going to be shutting your car off when they decide whatever they decide from wherever they decided. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about what you think about due process and the Constitution and the Fourth Amendment and the right to not be imposed upon by illegal, unlawful search and seizure, but punishing everybody for this crime, whether they've committed or not, if they're going to commit it or not, should be unconstitutional. This shouldn't really be a question.
Will this end up being government overreach, you guys? Really think about this, because Massey brought up a good point during his talk where he was saying, what if you're a mother, you want to go get some stuff because a snowstorm is coming, you swerve to miss a pothole, you swerve to miss an animal, you do something that the car doesn't like, and then the car then shuts itself off, and then what? You have to sit on the side of the road and wait for the police to come and deem that you are worthy to drive? Will this throw your Fourth Amendment right to unreasonable search and seizures out the window because your car said so?
This is a lot, y'all. I mean, and then where does this happen? Like, if I'm in the middle of the road, does it just immediately stop? Do I get enough time to drive on the side of the road? How does it start back? Who determines how it starts back again? What? Y'all, this is a lot. This is a lot, y'all. This is a bipartisan effort. This came under the Biden administration. This was voted on in 2021. Shall I remind you that we had a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and we had a Democrat in the White House? Again, we had a Democratic House, we had a Democratic Senate, and we had a president in the White House. That's not gonna help my inbox because people be in my inbox all the time say I'm always bashing the Democratic Party. How I'm gonna be a liberal, how I'm gonna be a progressive if I'm always bashing the Democratic Party. Well, I gotta tell the truth and tell what it is. It's just too many variables in this. I don't trust AI that much to make the right decisions, okay? I mean, God forbid, ladies, y'all in y'all car try to do y'all makeup because y'all know, ladies, y'all are the masters of driving with your thighs and your knees while you doing makeup on your way to wherever you going. Where do we draw the line? Do we draw the line where, oh, you don't have two hands on the steering wheel, so I got to disable it? Like, where do we draw the line? Is there gonna be a kill switch if they feel like you're speeding? Because you're gonna give me the right to do about 85, 90 on this good highway. I don't give a damn if the speed limit is 70. I don't see not one state trooper. Baby, you got to catch me. Because I'm gonna do this 85, 90 in this 70 on the highway. Ain't nobody on the highway with me. But where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? I don't, this was a part of the infrastructure bill. I know that electric cars were in the infrastructure bill. So I'm almost certain it was a part of that same infrastructure bill. Because that was the major legislation that was the major legislation that Biden rolled out when he was in the seat. I'll keep you posted. So this is happening. People are up in arms. Listen, my passport is not up for renewal until 2029. So by that time, this man won't even be in office. So I ain't got nothing to worry about, okay? My passport is good, okay? However, if you get a passport sometime in the very near future, this summer sometime, you may end up for 10 long years having a passport that has that scary picture on there. Because that makes total sense for you to have that ugly face slapped in the middle of the fucking Declaration of Independence. So they're going to give out these commemorative passports during the months of June and July to commemorate the 250th anniversary of these yet to be United States of America. They are scheduled to produce 25,000 passports featuring that young man's face. Now, instead of depicting Mount Rushmore, they're going to put Donald John's face. Now, you do realize there's actual laws on the books that state you cannot put the image of a sitting president on things like money, on things like passports, or any of the such while they're in office. And in actuality, there's a certain amount of time. I can't remember the amount of time that you're supposed to wait, but you're not even supposed to do it for a certain amount of time, even after they get out of office. But what the fuck do we care about law, precedent, standing rules and policies? We don't give a damn about that. All I got to say is just don't get no passports over the summer. If your passport is up for renewal this summer, oh, let me take this down, dear God. If your passport is up for renewal this summer, just don't upgrade it. Just wait. My passport expires in 2029, so I think I'll make it. But he'll be out of the seat. He won't even be president at that time. Nobody asked for this, Tracy. Hey, Uncle Jay. Listen, we'll wait. We'll wait. North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off and throw it around your head like a helicopter. I can't remember the song. Isn't that Petey Pablo? Who am I? Petey Pablo. North Carolina, A&T, we have questions. The people have questions for you, A&T. An audit into the finances of North Carolina A&T State University has discovered millions of dollars in financial aid millions of dollars in financial aid might have been distributed to ineligible out-of-state recipients, and those recipients were tied to former university officials. According to a report from State Auditor Dave Boliak, the university directed $5 million in financial aid to students without evidence of merit or needs-based criteria. Officials at the school contacted the auditor's office after discovering the impropriety in student financial aid and asked the auditor to investigate. Shortly after the audit became public, School Chancellor James R. Martin II told Boliak that the individuals named in the report no longer work for North Carolina A&T. The school chancellor said, quote, senior officials directly involved with the improperly awarded scholarships are no longer employed, end of quote. He added that the school intends to seek restitution from the responsible employees. In light of the audit, the Division of Business and Finance will no longer award financial aid and will immediately discontinue awarding scholarships to students who were found to have been wrongfully awarded. The school chancellor said the following, quote, NCA&T identified the problem through our own internal audit process, and I personally contacted State Auditor Boliak because full transparency demands nothing less. I'm grateful to Auditor Boliak and his team for the thoroughness and professionalism of their review. Our students deserve to know that every dollar they pay is managed with integrity, and the corrective actions we have taken reflect that commitment, end of quote. According to the report, of the $5 million that was improperly distributed to students, more than $780,000 that was tied to administrative recovery funds, fees charged to students for services such as housing, dining, and parking, instead was directed to students who were university employees, family members of employees, or individuals who had direct personal or professional connection to the university. In total, the 24 students who received more than $238,000 combined with their university employees or family members were either university employees or family members of employees. It's just a lot going on in North Carolina A&T. Now, I know y'all say the person don't work there no more, but listen. North Carolina A&T, do better. Do better. Y'all are better than this. A&T, y'all are better than this. We'll monitor the situation. And then there's this. In our last sugar spiky story of the day, the man on your left is Brendan Carr, head of the FCC. Well, the Federal Communications Commissions, or the FCC, has stated that it is accelerating the review of 8 local broadcast licenses used by ABC in a move critics see as a clear example of political and regulatory retribution against a disfavored broadcaster. The FCC's announcement comes after the White House launched a full-on attack against ABC's late-night host, Jimmy Kimmel, over a joke he made last week about Melania Trump. On Monday, Donald John called for Kimmel to be fired over the segment in which Kimmel said that the First Lady has a, quote, glow like an expectant widow, end of quote. The joke was made 2 days before an attempted shooting allegedly targeting the Trump administration at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The FCC, led by Trump-appointed Chair Brendan Carr, who you see on the left, does not grant licenses to national television networks. Rather, it licenses each individual station that broadcasts using the public airways. ABC owns and operates 8 stations, though it has content agreements with many more. Those 8 stations are WABC TV in New York, KABC TV in Los Angeles, WLS TV in Chicago, WPVI TV in Philadelphia, KTRK TV in Houston, KGO TV in San Francisco, KTVD TV in Raleigh, Durham, and FSN TV in Fresno. They are the ones that are being targeted by Brendan Carr and the FCC. Welcome to your authoritarian dictatorship. Here we are. It's time for our video breakdowns for the day. Let's see what our video breakdowns have for us today. Here's our first video breakdown.
Jason has a gusher. Jason has a gusher by Storytime with Bry Guy. Does Jason look familiar? Anybody? Jason has a gusher. Those pipes got a leak. I wonder who that's supposed to be. He goes in for a closer look. Jason takes a little peek. Everything is wet. I'm not actually surprised when that happens. He's got something to take control. 2 big, strong hands. Ooh. And some black caulk to pack that hole. Ooh, daddy. Working hard with his tools, he inspects this leaking hole. The liquid seems to stop, so he pokes it with his pole. Jamming left and right, straight up and down. He takes a minute to listen. Here comes that gushing sound. Then, all of a sudden, without warning and great might, that hole started gushing. Jason was shocked by the sight. Jason's also no longer surprised. Jason got it good. Every inch of it was soaked. Jason should be careful. He would never. Oh my God. He really could have choked. Time to clean this mess. Everything got wet. But Jason is a handyman. He fixed her hole. Don't you fret.
I cannot. I don't know what y'all want from me. I envision, again, I'm going to say this again. I envision that when Satana Ashley Darby from Potomac and Nova from Chasing Atlanta talk about writing children's books, this is the fuck shit I see them writing. Here's our next video breakdown.
Sing the new alphabet song with me.
Why is there a new alphabet song? The original is perfect. Also, I don't sing, but I'm curious, so let's watch.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
So far, so good. It's the OG song like we remember.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N.
What is happening? You slowed down LMNOP. Why would you slow down LMNOP? That's the best part of the song. That's where the fun kicks in, because we're racing towards the end with the big finale. I'm scared now.
O, P, Q, R, S, T.
I'm so confused right now. I don't know if the letters are in alphabetical order anymore. The LMNOP catastrophe really shook me.
U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I never will forget how to say the alphabet.
What is she doing? That is not how the song ends. You're supposed to ask people to sing along with you next time. I do hope I forget this version.
Your turn.
My turn? I want to turn the clock back to 3 minutes ago, before I knew this abomination even existed.
Okay. I'm like the man. Once she got after the LMNOP, I didn't even know how to put the letters in order anymore. Here's our next video breakdown.
Mayor of Savannah, Georgia had time today. Mayor Van Johnson posted these photos of Kamala Harris, and he said, "I was glad to welcome my friend, former Vice President Kamala Harris, back to Savannah." And he posted these 4 photos. Now, as you know, the comment section got a little crazy. Someone said, "Well, she isn't welcome here in Georgia. Where is her concern about our rapidly growing wildfires down here?" And the mayor responded back and said, "Well, since you are only followed by 3 people, it seems you are not even welcome on your own page."
Bitch.
Someone said 2 pieces of shit in 1 picture. He responded and said, "But you are here, aren't you?" Is her book on the topic of the importance of understanding the importance of things? He said, "No, it is called Why Would Austin from Matter Care About What Is Happening in Savannah?" Savannah needs a new mayor. You need an education. Someone posted this photo, which I can't say what it says. He responded and said, "Your autobiography." I wondered where the overwhelming stench of garbage was coming from. From your home in Little Witchy, clean that mess up. Please go on that post and look at the comments. He did not come to play.
We need more mayors like that. I need more mayors that are here for the fuck shit. And I'm going to say, "Oh, I'm here for all of the smoke, bitch. All of it. Give me all the fucking smoke, you raggedy pieces of shit." That was our video breakdown for today. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed them. We'll be back with them tomorrow. As we, donkey kick our way from the Sugar Spike segment deeper into the dossier. So American Airlines are now saying that they have a new policy with regard to portable chargers. Starting this Friday, they ain't giving you no time. Starting this Friday, May 1st, travelers on all American Airlines flights will be required to keep any portable chargers visible and within reach while in use. Quote, "We know our customers rely on portable chargers to keep devices powered throughout their journey to support safety on board while ensuring our customers continue to have the ability to charge when on the go. American is requiring customers to keep these devices easily accessible during flights." Quote, end of quote. They also added that new limits will, quote, also apply to the number of portable chargers customers can bring on board and their watt-hour capacity, end of quote. Under the new policy, the airline said it will limit passengers to 2 portable chargers that do not exceed 100 watt-hours each. Portable chargers, which contain lithium-ion batteries intended to charge portable electronic devices, may not be stored in overhead bins and cannot be recharged during the flight. First of all, I don't even know what the wattage. Let me go look. Hold on. Let me go find my portable charger. Hold on, cause I don't even know how much that thing charge. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So here's my portable charger that I use. It's my, what's it called? Charmast. And you can click and it gives you it's at 100%, it's fully charged. It has the iPhone for those raggedy people who use iPhone. It has that, or it has this one which has the USB C or the old school USB with the little prong. It has that too. So, and then you can plug it directly into the wall like this. See, but anyway, I don't even know. Do it say how much watts? It says input. I think that's 100. Baby, I can't read this shit. I don't even know. Anybody want to read that and tell me what that means? I don't know what this means. First of all, why I got to have what you need to see my charger for? Hey, Jay Parrish, why does it matter? What is the? They said you can only have two, and it has to be visible. I'll put the article in the chat so y'all can read it yourselves. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I don't know. American Airlines, you ain't shit. I don't fly American anyway, so I don't have that problem. I don't fly American. Moving on. So remember the gambling scandal that rocked the NBA and all of that a few months back? Well, that's heating up. The guy who you see there is former NBA player Damon Jones. Well, apparently, he's already pleaded guilty. He's already pled guilty in the gambling trial. Mm-hmm. He's pled guilty. Mm-hmm. He was an assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers recently, but he's become the first person in the case to plead guilty. And this was with that big gambling sweep they did with Chauncey Billups and everything. Remember a few months back? Well, and they arrested more than 30 people they had the mob and the mafia involved with. Remember they had the special glasses or contacts where they could, they had it all set up with the poker games and stuff. Well, he's the first one to plead guilty. Mm-hmm. Now he hasn't been sentenced yet, but that doesn't bode well for the rest of the people on trial. They're saying, which leads us to the next person involved. So that's Terry Rozier. Now remember, Terry Rozier is a current player for the Miami Heat, right? Or was, I should say, before he got arrested. So they have actually added charges to his case. According to Caitlin Farrell, a prosecutor for the Eastern District, during the hearing yesterday, she said, quote, "We have developed evidence that Mr. Rozier solicited and accepted a bribe," end of quote. prosecutors will present the charges to a grand jury. The prosecutors allege that Terry Rozier accepted a bribe and will argue that he committed sports bribery and honest services fraud. A prosecutor said that he had deprived, quote, the NBA and the Charlotte Hornets of Mr. Rozier's honest services, end of quote. A lawyer for the Eastern District said they intend to file the charges by mid-May. Now, we know he's already facing 2 federal wire fraud charges after that arrest that they had with the whole gambling situation. Now, according to the prosecutors, they allege that he told a friend by the name of De Niro Laster that he would leave a March 2023 game early while he was still playing for the Hornets. Prosecutors say that Mr. Laster then sold that information to sports gamblers and who used it to place wagers on his playing time. So they literally were betting on Terry Rozier's playing time. Terry Rozier tells this man, Mr. De Niro Laster, hey, I'm going to leave the game early on such and such game. So y'all put, if the over-under is 35 minutes for me to play, take the under. And the people went and bet on that game. Now, this was when he was still with the, before he got with the Miami Heat, he was still with the Charlotte Hornets. Now, this may not sound like a big thing. This is fucking huge in sports. This is huge. A current active player tipping off gamblers and saying, hey, I'm going to leave this game early. This is the game that you bet that, you know, on how many points did I play. This is a huge, this is as big as the scandal they had maybe about 15, 20 years ago where the referee had that big situation in the NBA. This is huge, y'all. This is huge. And the fact that now, I can't remember if Terry Rozier was a different case separate from the situation with Chauncey Billups, or if they were all in the same situation, or if it was two, I don't know. But this is major. So you got this Terry Rozier evidence coming out. You also have Damon Jones that has pled guilty. He's probably going to take a plea deal and turn state's evidence so he can get lesser a lower sentence. This don't sound good for you, Chauncey Billups and everybody else involved in this shit. Ooh, this is if you follow sports, this Terry Rozier situation, this is huge. Huge news, because it now begs, it calls into question the legitimacy of NBA games. Now, it was already being called into question after the whole scandal with what was the name? Donaghy, I think that was the name of the referee back in the day. But that was that whole scandal that called into question, because, and we've all seen NBA games where you be like, now wait a minute. Something got to be up. It's no way this team won, or it's no way this person get this many fouls called, or it's nobody. So if you're telling me that the integrity of the game is called into question, he's going to receive a lifetime ban from the NBA. I'm sure everybody involved in this scandal has a lifetime ban coming, and this is further going to call into question the integrity of the game. People are going to wonder about previous games and games moving forward, how many other players are involved in things like this. It doesn't help that the NBA, the NFL, all of these big leagues are now in bed with gambling sites, DraftKings and all of these. They're in bed with all of the gambling sites. They're getting paid by these gambling sites. So that's not going to help the cause of having people believe that these games are legitimate. I mean, this is huge. This is huge news in the sports world. we'll monitor the situation, and as more information comes out, I'll definitely keep you all posted. Um, as more information comes out that I find out. Um, yeah, yeah, this is bad. Um, in other news, so the white guy you see there, his name is Jonathan Hay. He has a lawsuit out against Diddy. Um, uh, 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 um, and so Diddy filed an official answer to Jonathan Hayes' lawsuit and his amended complaint. Um, according to TMZ, Diddy is drawing a hard line against Jonathan Hayes' explosive lawsuit, filing a response in court that basically says the publicist's shocking allegations are flat out false. False. Diddy just filed his official answer to Mr. Hayes' amended complaint, and he starts by generally and specifically denying every single allegation in the lawsuit. He also denies Mr. Hay was harmed at all and says Mr. Hay isn't entitled to a dime. Um, Now, Mr. Hay claims that Diddy masturbated into one of Biggie's shirts during a 2020 warehouse visit and threw the semen-covered shirt onto him while saying, quote, R.I.P. Biggie, end of quote. Mr. Hay also alleges that Diddy shoved his penis in his face during a separate 2005 incident and later amended the lawsuit to claim Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, helped lure him to a location where Diddy allegedly attempted to force oral sex on him. Yeah. Now, Diddy's attorneys in the new legal documents, they are they say that Mr. Hay consented to the alleged conduct or even welcomed it, according to the documents. They also argue that Mr. Hayes' false imprisonment claims falls apart because there was, quote, no actual confinement, end of quote, and suggests any alleged restraint was done as part of a lawful citizen's arrest. Really? A citizen's arrest? That's y'all best defense? Girl. And if any physical altercation happened at all, Diddy's lawyers say it may have been self-defense and claim Mr. Hay acted with hostility. They also argue that Mr. Hay may have waited too long to sue, may have contributed to his own damages, and failed to properly mitigate them. I think you got a case, Mr. Hay, I'm sorry. We'll see how this all plays out. But, Diddy masturbating, and ejaculating into the Diddy shirt, throwing it at you and saying R.I.P. Diddy and getting all of his, ejaculate probably all on you. Ejaculate is hard to get out. Stuff is sticky and stuff. You tried to force your little ass Tootsie Roll dick in that man's mouth. I mean, that's according to what all of the people that went to the Diddy party say. Yeah, they say your shit small like a Tootsie Roll. That's what they say. I mean, you could go over there with 4 for 4. Y'all about the same size, I guess. Yeah. Listen, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. In our last story of the day, now y'all have y'all done got Megan Thee so depressed, so dejected that Megan Thee has said she's leaving her stint in Moulin Rouge. Yeah. She say yeah, she can't do it no more. So Now, yesterday, she announced that she'll be ending her time on Broadway a bit earlier than expected. She was supposed to do an 8-week run at Moulin Rouge, and yeah, y'all got that woman all dejected, despondent, and just all depressed and out of sorts. Y'all ain't have to do Megan Thee like that. I still find it is sad, but Megan, you had to see this comment, ma'am. You just seem to have bad choicing skills when it comes to men. We do remember that at one point, wasn't she getting her back blown out by the baby at one point? I thought I remember the baby and Megan Thee uh, uh um in a whole situation. Somebody check me on that. Where's Xavier when I need her? Yeah, you went from the degenerate that is the baby to another degenerate in the form of Tory Lanez. I'm just saying, you don't have a good track record of picking, good men. Maybe just don't publicize who you with, okay? Maybe keep it a secret. I don't know. Or maybe just lay off the men, okay? Well, just do like the men do. Have somebody on your team get you a bus down, get your back cracked. They sign the NDA, and they going on with life. And maybe you just need to stay to yourself for a little bit. I'm just saying. Maybe don't date somebody that's a entertainer or athlete, or maybe date somebody that's out of the limelight. I don't know. Yeah, she gonna make mistakes. That's what I'm saying. Just keep it off. But ain't no use in the rest of us. We knew how to make mistakes and keep it moving. I mean, I did have a bad breakup one time where I was despondent and comatose. I do remember. I thought life was ended. I do remember. But I mean, that's the price you pay for living out loud and being, a celebrity. All your stuff is out loud. You should have kept it quiet. You should have kept your stuff, especially after the Tory Lane situation. You should have kept all your relationship stuff secret and under wrap. I wouldn't tell nobody who I'm dating. Who I'm dating, God, Jesus. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Megan Thee. I don't know what to tell you. We wish you well. That's the dossier for today, y'all. That's the dossier for today. Well, she need to get some better friends, or get a close, some friends. And so I don't know, but these men cannot suffice for a family and good and some good wholesome group of friends. I ain't blaming her for nothing, but well, I take that black part of it. She does have to get the blame. You decided to be with these men, and some of this you got to live and learn, and sometimes you got to learn from your past mistakes. Now, early on, you supposed to you make mistakes, but you keep having you don't notice red flags. Certain red flags you should know, you should see. I'm just saying. And like I said, it may be a time you may need not to just, she may not just need to run into another relationship. It may be time to say, let me take a couple years off from a relationship and just go learn myself, learn more of who I am, learn what makes me happy, and make sure that the next one who comes along can make me happy, is able to meet me where I'm at with making myself happy. That's what I did. I stopped dating for a long time, and then I said, I'm gonna just make myself happy. And whoever comes along, if they can't make me as happy as I make myself, then mm-mm. And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about emotionally and all of the other intangibles. I'm just saying. Anyway, remember, we'll be on Twitch tomorrow. Tomorrow's Twitch Wednesday, so we'll be on Twitch tomorrow. I'll reach out to Really Be and see if we could do a Teacher Project 2.0 tomorrow as well. But we'll definitely be on Twitch tomorrow. I'm about to get out of here. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated. We way over today. I got to get y'all over to Really Be, so that we can see what she got to say today. All right. Anyway. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for. Oh, we will be live on my channel tonight for Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, tonight, my channel, 9:15 for Housewives of Atlanta. Be here, 9:15, Housewives of Atlanta panel. Me, Medusa, and Darren Green. We'll be here at 9:15 tonight. I'll see y'all then. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Love y'all.